Damn!
Hello. Welcome to the Motorcycle Clinic. Today, you're going to learn something. I am Dr. Dan, and I picked this big VL 1500 99 Suzuki Intruder up for 500 bucks. Not running, and it was doing some crazy stuff when I first got it home. And now, I'm pretty sure we're at a point where I think I can get it started, at least for a second here. Battery's a little low. I don't know what the voltage is. 12.4. Should have enough to actually crank the bike up right now. I put it on the charger for a bit. When I first got it home, charged it up, and it was sticking really bad. It didn't want to turn over, and I was like, uh-oh, hopefully the engine's not locked up. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? These big bikes have decompression cylinders on them. And my money's on the decompression cylinder is sticking. And sure enough, I found the front one was sticking. So I went through the front by the little radiator here, and behind this cover is a wire, as you can see right here. And I can physically grab this decompression valve now and move it by hand, which problem was before it was stuck, completely closed. So I went ahead and shot some WD-40 up in there. You can actually reach up there yourself with your hand, and right there I can physically open and close the decompression valve. There's also one back here, and yeah. So if that valve, if you reach down and you push up on that valve where the wire is connected and you can't get that to move, that is a surefire sign that your decompression valve is stuck. And that normally happens from sitting or carbon buildup from running. Well, now that mine's unstuck, I think this thing should fire up. I added some fresh gas. I have no guarantees on the condition of the carb. I will pull the choke out. And let's see if we can get this big girl started up. So I'm going to turn the key on here, and hopefully it turns over pretty easily now. There you go. I think that's good for now. We'll work on this more tomorrow. It's a little late at night to be playing with this too much, but there you go. Fired up. But we got bigger problems on our hands because I'm turning it off now because I can see gas leaking out of here, which means carbs need to be looked at. So next up, we're going to be taking a look at the carbs, and definitely carb issue going on here because clearly I got fuel leaking all down the side of this thing. But she runs, and I figured it wouldn't take me long to get her running. She's running. It sounds like it's running on one cylinder, so I'm going to go ahead and assume there's some things going on with the carb right now. I can tell this bike's been sitting just by how much the decompression valve was stuck. This bike's definitely been sitting, so I'm going to have to go through and do a bit of an overhaul on this carb. And but you know what? Fired up pretty friggin' easily. Quite surprised. I don't know how long it's been sitting, but it definitely fired up pretty easily. So tomorrow, when I have less activity from the neighbors, I'll go ahead and take a deeper, closer look at this bike. But if you have a scenario where you check your battery, it's fully charged, and the bike just goes re-row, 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 and you hear ticking and clicking and all your headlights just go down, you can tell there's a massive draw, that would be because your decompression cylinder is sticking. And there's a couple ways you can fix that. It's pretty easy, but so yeah, this, I don't think the back one's firing. Yep, back one's firing. Front one is cold. It's got a little warm. It's cold though. I can feel a little heat in here, so it was firing on and off a bit, or it was trying to. So there's a little heat in here, but that could also be transference from the block. But the front cylinder, still not firing. So I need to get underneath this. This isn't even a real gas tank, by the way, guys. This is a fake gas tank. Gas tank's actually back there. So anyways, we're gonna have to take all this off tomorrow, have a closer inspection, and see what's going on, because this is technically just a cover. It's not even really a gas tank. This is just a cover. This and this just covers. So we'll pull that off tomorrow. But I just want to kind of explain how decompression cylinders work. So I clearly opened up the back and the front one. For whatever reason, the front one's not firing right now. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's probably carb-related issues, because I can see fuel pouring out of the side of the bike. So I'm going to assume one of the carbs is in dire need of a cleaning, if not both of them. I would assume both carbs probably need a good cleaning, because that is a ass ton of fuel that dripped down onto there. So, but bike fired right up. Very surprising. But now you understand a decompression cylinder and how it works. See, the bike has so much compression that it's extremely hard for that tiny little starter to turn the bike or turn the engine over properly the first few times that it gets going. It needs to get going first, and then, you know, so the decompression cylinder is going up, down, up, down, up, down. It's opening, relieving all that extra pressure until the bike fires, and then it drops, and then the bike will remain with the compression that it has. If that valve is sticking, it's not allowing all that extra compression out, which seizes the starter and doesn't allow it to turn over. You can also tell, because if you feel the starter, it'll be stupid hot. So your cables will be hot, and the starter itself will be hot. So now you guys have an idea of how a decompression cylinder works on these bigger engines. Like, you know, the smaller engines don't really have them. These big ones do. So, and if you have to, guys, to get to the decompression cylinder to work on it, lubricate it, all that stuff, all you have to do is remove this, and then there's two 8mm bolts. It looks like two, one, two, yep, two, and this will come out, and then you should have access to the decompression valve. So if you have to fix it or adjust it, that's how you do it. 8mm, 8mm. You got to take this off. 8mm. Don't worry, it's not a gas tank. There's nothing you have to worry about with this. So the gas tank's actually down in there. It's kind of crazy how this thing works. But yeah, you'll see when you pull it off, you'll realize it's just a big cover. There is a lot of bullshit behind this, but you'll realize it's just a big cover. So tomorrow we'll take a closer look at this. Anyways, guys, hope that explains decompression cylinders and these big compression bikes. And when they're sticking, of course they're not going to fire, because, you know, tiny little starter. So anyways, I'm going to let this thing take a full charge, and then we'll have a go at this tomorrow and see if we can get everything freed up without actually having to do too much cleaning. We'll see. We'll see. I did put fresh fuel in it, but I'm telling you right now, it probably needs to be cleaned, because that was a lot of fuel dripping out. So, but I got it to fire, and that's where we're at. It fired. It started, it fired, it ran with the choke all the way out. So I'm assuming the carb needs a lot of love. It needs to be looked at. So we'll look at that tomorrow. Okay? All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, all that good stuff, blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Right? Right. Whee!
Are you sure this is okay? You're in country, dude. Live a little. Now, she's pretty sensitive, so go easy on the throttle, okay? All right.